Is it possible to build an elevated highway that is just under 2 kilometers long, aesthetically pleasing, 100% vanilla, as in no mods needed, and very curvy? Let's find out. And there we go, the entire Gold Coast shoreline covered in a highway in just over 13 minutes. So the question is, how do we get smooth curves? Well, thanks to Novatech and his Nova Curves, we are now able to do that quite easily. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm in a creative world here, but let me show you guys how we make these curves. Alright, so on this one here, I just want to demonstrate, this is a 1 degree turn to the left. Then we've got a 2 degree turn to the left, and you can see here how it kind of stacks up. So this will be, that section right there will be whatever the degree is, and then this one will be double that because it's gonna stack up. So that's like a 4 degree turn at the back, but the actual turn radius per foundation is going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't think you need more than that, but you can of course do even more curves like this. But these ones are all blueprints. So you can see these are all road blueprints. I use this templates for my roads, for my rails, for everything. And this will be available as a free download on my Patreon. You can just check out the link and you can grab those if you want to make your own. Alright, so as you can see here, 5 degrees, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the question is, how do you actually use these? So let's grab the 3 degrees one. It's going to be a left turn. So we're going to start in the right hand side corner. And I'm going to place this guy around about there. And then to do a long turn, so on my demonstrations I have back there, those are all 5 foundations. So I'm going to stick to that same formula. And so the big thing when it comes to Nova curves is when you place this one down, I'm going to lock it in there, you can see the foundation or the blueprint locks to the edge of the edge of the foundation. But the blueprint allows for this foundation to overlap slightly. As you can see there, so it doesn't snap to it, so it doesn't do this. As you can see there, this one cleanly snaps to it. So if I do it over here, you can see again, that's a clean snap. It's basically just duplicating the angle and the rotation, or rather the rotation and the height of the previous one. So if I go and grab this guy in default with the arrow facing me, and I place it in here, you'll see that it actually, if I do it like this, you can see there that it clips into the other foundation. It's 100% perfect. If I do this again, right there. But on here, that's in this case 3 degrees. That's 3 degrees in from this point to there, which is what gives you this clean curve that you've got going here. Now, if I want to add one more in here, you'll see that obviously I can't do that because it's going to be outside. So I'm just going to remove this one, grab the blueprint again, and then place that one on the edge. And there we go, 5 foundations going all the way. So if you need to do it in a smaller blueprint, we'll place one over here. I'll show you how to do that as well. And this one, I think you're probably only going to get away with like a 3. So you want to give yourself a little bit of space around the blueprint to work. And if we do another one, yeah, you'll see you won't be able to fit it. So you have to do kind of the same thing that I did. Grab this blueprint again, put it there, and you're only going to have to do 3 at a time. So anybody can do this really as soon as you unlock the blueprint maker. Right, so now we've got this curve set in here, now we've got a snapping point to place our roads on here. So a very simplistic way of doing it will be just to take this one and expand it. So So let's say we're going to do a 3 wide road. And if we now go and you paint this guy, let's do, or put a material on here. So we'll do asphalt. And if you want to go a step further, you can even go to patterns. And I'd say you could probably do this. And on the other side, you can do that. And probably on the inside, do something like this. So there you go. So this road will work perfectly fine. So we're gonna say demo, and this is gonna be 3 degrees, and this is gonna be left. Right. So this one will work perfectly fine, and let's do a little demonstration quickly. So we'll just do like a left turn going that way. All right. So we'll grab this blueprint. Let's just put it over here, for instance. So we'll start off with this one. And you want this to be in default mode now. And all you can do is just grab this blueprint again, and in default mode, just place it along the edge, make sure it's on the edge, and just nudge this guy into position. And there you go. So you'll see that you've got a perfect little corner here now. So that's going to work brilliantly. So let's do this again. And I'm just going to aim at the edge there. You can see any one of these edges will be fine. But save yourself a couple of nudges and just kind of like aim where it lines up more or less. And this is just 2 nudges back for me. And there you go, you got a nice smooth road. But this is a pretty basic blueprint, so let's spice it up a little bit. Okay, so we're back to our little template we got here. So this one's already been saved as demo 3 degrees left. I'm gonna clear this one now. And what we're gonna do is let's grab a foundation. We wanna build a little template for us to use on our on these 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree templates that we're making. So we're going to use a template to work on the template. Yeah, makes 100% sense. All right. So this is going to be the road width. So because we're working with 1 foundations at a time, as in like this row here, I'm going to do 1 template, and I'll show you guys now how this all fits together. But the thing now is we want to decide how we're going to make what's our road going to look like. So let's say we go with these concrete little sides, which I like to use. Place this one on here. And this is going to be kind of like the curb of this side of the road. So we can do those, and then we can say something like, we can add these road barriers in here. Now generally I don't like to use the road barriers because you're kind of limited to only using it on flat surfaces like level roads. You can't really do inclines or declines with it. So I'm gonna do that. Right, it's looking better already. So while we're here, we might as well make this asphalt. There we go. And I want this road to be maybe a little bit chunkier and not so thin. So what we can do is let's go with, and yeah, something like that. Alright, there we go. So this looks already a little better. You know what I'm going to do? Let's adjust it slightly. And I'm just going to go kind of level with that section there. You can probably... Alright, and I'll take this one out. And put this guy underneath. Just half a nudge out. So that is... let me just show this. So when you lock it in, you want to do half a nudge. You're going to have to hold left control page down. And you'll see it will go half the foundation. If you don't hold control in, it will go a full nudge. So what you want is you want a half nudge. So that's going to be control plus page down. And then this one going to go there, and this guy just going to go there in the middle. We can probably save a little bit of material and just remove the center one here. This one I'm going to keep in because when you look underneath, I don't want there to be like a little gap there. Alright, so now we've got this little road set up. So what you can do here in the middle is you can either, you can probably do maybe like a separator. That's perfectly fine. But you'll see after a while you're going to struggle to get these to meet up, especially when it comes to like the 5 degrees, because there's going to be a fair amount of overlap. And when you turn, these ones might be a little tricky to do. So let's get something. Well, alternatively, what you can do is do the center dotted line, and we'll see how that works out. All right, so this is going to be pretty much our our road template. So we'll save this one and we'll call this, say, we'll call this road template 1. Right, so with our road done now, this is our little template road. What we're going to do is we're going to load up the 3-degree demo left turn. And to make our lives a little easier, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit. So I'm going to go to Zoop. And the reason you want to do this is if I grab this one, I'm going to put this on, let's say 5. So now that you've got this one, what you want to do is you want to snap it onto this section here. So this section right here, you want it to lay directly on this one. So if we go back to it, number 5, you want to put it right there. Now you can nudge it down if you like, or you can keep it up there. It's entirely up to you. But you want to put it directly on there and make sure that it is perfectly aligned with the demo one at the bottom. So we're going to place this one down. And then I'm going to do the same with the other ones. So you can see now that it's actually quite easy to make a road. And because the blueprint's furthest edge is on this ridge line here, on this ridge of the foundation, or of the 3-degree left turn demo, everything here is going to line up perfectly. But as you can see, we've got a little bit of Z fighting going on here. Where did I see that? Yeah, there we go. So there's a slight overlap happening here with the road signs. It's not too bad, but it's also, you can see there's like a slight difference here and there. You can see a little bit of it, but there's a small gap and there's a big gap. So let's do something else, which is what I did on mine, because I wanted to have more freedom when it comes to placing road markings. So I swapped out the road markings for signs actually. So we're going to place this one on the middle foundation. And to be able to get it to go flat like I'm doing right here, is I'm just pressing left control. So if you press and hold left control, you'll see it will swap to kind of like snapping to the foundation. And just to make sure, since we're working in a blueprint, we want to make sure this is 100% good. As I'm actually going to switch this over to concrete, just so I can see where the center point is. And I'm going to grab this guy, put him on the center. I'm just going to hold control. You'll see it will snap in line with that foundation. This one is incorrect. Alright, there we go. So let's make this, let's say this is going to be a white line. So we'll just go white. And we want to change the layout so we have nothing interfering. And I'm going to put it on matte. Emissions are going to be off because it's just going to act like a, it's going to act like paint basically. There we go. I'll copy this guy. Paste, 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 paste. And there we go. Now we've got the white lines. Well, in air quotes, white lines. That's basically marking the road, and it's got no conflict, and it's nice and evenly spread because we're working off the original foundations. Okay. The next thing is you can see that we've got these little bits here that's kind of all over the place. So let's try and fix that quickly. And the best way that I found to do this is remove like the center between those two, and since we've got 3 on this side, so this foundation 1, 2, 3, I'm going to focus on the middle one. I'm going to remove those, and then using a beam, I'm going to put this on shortcut, use a beam, and if you press R you can go to free mode. There we go. And you want to aim right on that corner there, right on that corner there, and then on the next corner. Once you place that in there, I'm just going to sample this pillar and just look at the edge of the beam. Press H to snap it in there, and then page down, arrow key forward, and arrow keys to the left, and put it right on that little corner there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, forward and down 1. That was a bit too much. There, and the reason you want to do that is now you've got these really clean corners for the pillars, as you can see. All right, so let's do that again. Go there. And there, sample the pillar, nudge it into position. Same story on this side. Remove this guy, and there we go. This is much better. On this side, we'll have a look. Yep, this is perfect. All right, so we still got these guys, so these are a little bit off, so let's try and do the same thing for them. Just want to find these center guys. Yeah, it's those. And I believe you can do the exact same story here. So just make sure you target the pillar and not the or the beam or the barrier rather, and not the pillar below. For this one, you can just kind of place it on top. Nudge it down all the way. There we go. I don't want it to zoop. And then this one. So let's see, we might have some Z fighting going on here. Not really. Although it's not 100% in position yet. So let's try and get that in there. And I want to target that guy. Alright, so just make sure that they line up a bit better than I did that previous one. Right, so there we go. Nice smooth curves on both sides now. So this is really looking good. I think I like this template. Now, if you want to, you can even go to organization, street lamps, or street lights. And you want to make sure that you're placing it on the middle of the foundation again, because you want it to have a nice even spread. Push these across. Perhaps, let's not go down on the row. We can put it over there. There, and just to finish it off a little bit, what I'll do is I'll go and add this in here. You can even do that if you want to. Right, so there's our street lights. Let's just add power. So you can do this, but I think there's a better way of trying to hide this cable a little bit. So I'm going to sample this guy. I'm going to click right on this cable, and let's put it just anywhere for now. So I'll lock that in with H. I'm going to press page up until we get about there. I'm going to put that guy in there. I'm going to do it again. And let's see if we can get this slightly better. So I'm going to put this guy maybe there. And then the last one. I'm going to go there. So there we go. So we've got these guys sitting out here now. We can maybe remove this one and see what this is going to look like. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. So that's a little bit better. So let me show you the contrast between the two. So if you do it like that, you've got that wire sitting there, and this one you've got still the wire there, but it's a little neater. Right, so with this one in, we can now remove, whoops, we can remove this at the bottom. We don't need this anymore. All right, and what I would do is I would even grab this guy, and we're going to put him, I would say, you know what, let's put him right on the edge. Why not? Actually, what I want to do is I'm going to put it right over there, close to the edge, but not on the edge. Let's adjust this one slightly. Just nudge it one back. All right, and then from here, I'm going to go and I'm going to link up with this guy right here. It's going to go there. Grab him again, put him over there. And all we want to do now is just hide this wire. So I'm going to use the exact same trick that I just did before. There we go. Wire's in the concrete now. This looks so much better. There we go. And just replace this guy. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So let's save this guy. So I'm going to call this road left, and just name it correct, or just name it properly, so that you can just make your life a little easier. So road left 3 degrees. So there's our little template set up now. So let's see how this will look once we place this all together. Okay. Blueprints, we're going to go road left 3 degrees, and I'm just going to nudge this up a little bit so you can see what's below it. Put this one up here. All right, now in default mode, just go to the edge and just kind of eyeball it. Press H, page down, across, and just basically move it until it's in position. And you want the outside edge of the curve, that's where you want to focus. That needs to line up. So you'll see here, that's going to line up perfectly. Awesome. All right, let's grab this one again, and we can basically just go on and continue on with this. Put it on the edge, nudge across, and there we go. Right, now we can just continue like this. So I'm going to do a couple, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Right, so let's add a little, I think let's do a little bio burner here perhaps. This is going to be enough power. I hope so. Put this guy down here. And there we go. Looking at the road now, looks pretty good. It's nice and smooth all the way around. Obviously before, on the templates here, just make sure that you set whatever color that you want. So let's say that one, we'll copy this one, go over here, paste it in, and when you place the blueprint, so hold on a second, let's let's save this one. So if I grab the blueprint now with those settings already set up, it's just gonna be much better, so you don't have to keep changing everything. Place this blueprint in, and let's just hook it up. Make sure we hook the other ones up as well. There you go. Now you've got the blue light set up, and now you can see the difference between the wiring or the cabling here. So this looks pretty good. I would probably, in hindsight, actually change this a little bit more, and down here I'll just go all the way in, and then you don't even need this one here on the end. So take this one out. So that's obviously not going to work. Just quickly hook this up. So I think that actually looks much better. It's a much cleaner look. But anyways, that's how you do like these curvy roads. And if you want to do different angles, you can also smash those together. So I'm quickly going to show you guys how to just do, for instance, let's say we do a 1 degree turn. So we're going to clear this blueprint. I'm going to grab this one. So this is going to be left 1 degrees. And I'm going to quickly just speed run the exact same thing that I did before. Right, so the nice thing about the 1 degrees is you can see there's very little clipping going on here. And it looks pretty good. One thing I do want to change here is let's take this out. There we go. And we can save this guy as road left 1 degree. Save this guy, and you can see how quick it is. That like literally took me about a minute or two to make this blueprint. And now the cool thing is, if you go all the way to the edge, we can grab this guy and we can say we want to do 1 degrees, and just make sure again that the right hand side corner, since we're turning left, the right hand side corner should be flush. And there you go. Now you've got a 1 degree turn. And look at that. Look how cool that looks. Now obviously you'll need some sort of support here at the bottom. So for instance, one that I made here, you can just have something like this in here. Let's make sure this actually makes a bit sense. You can push it through there. So there we go. And there you go. You got a pretty good looking road made very easily. You can do you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 degree variants if you want to. But I think just 1 to 5 is going to be perfectly fine. and you can build your road very easy, very quickly, and you don't have to sacrifice quality for that speed. You just need to work a little bit smarter and not as hard. Alright guys, again, thanks to Novatech and his Nova Curves. I created these templates from his templates, but those are a little bit more technical for beginners especially. So these ones are just essentially the simplified versions, just made slightly more user-friendly. So yeah, again, Novatech, thank you for your Nova Curves, we much appreciate it. And this is how you can make smooth curves like the ones in here. So if you'd like to make your own blueprints with these templates, feel free to jump on my Patreon and grab it there for free. In the next week, I'll be posting an entire highway set along with a railway set that includes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 degree turns both left and right, up and downs and connected pieces, as well as the supports. And then very lastly, I'd like to thank my patrons. Your continuous support is what allows me to do all this. And that's it from my side, and I'll see you guys on the next one.